just a moment, and we will get it rocking and rolling for everybody. As usual, this is Mark Sotkowski. I'm the president of RapidScale, and I want to say thank you to all the attendees who have joined us today. Really appreciate you guys carving some time out of your day today to jump on our monthly webinar series. As always, the series will run the first Wednesday of every month, and we've got some really good upcoming webinars for everybody, so we're really excited about the remainder of the year here. I have Stephanie Ryan, our Director of Marketing, on the call with me today, and Stephanie will be fielding all of our questions that you guys have during the broadcast this morning or this afternoon, depending on where you're at. And of course, we will be recording the broadcast, and it will go up onto the partner portal, where you'll have access to it in the next 24 hours. And everybody who's gone ahead and registered for the presentation today will receive the deck that we're reviewing. So you don't have to take really hard notes. You'll get the entire deck as we're running through it. Steph, I take it we've got the recording going?
Yes, kick it off.
Fantastic. So guys, can you believe it? We're already into March. How exciting is this? 2016, we're here, and the cloud is the conversation this year. So for everybody who joined today, we hope this is going to be an informative training for you. We're doing a review today of our products and services. We do this once a year. For those of you joining this for the first time, we hope it's very informative. For those of you who are coming back and going through this with us again, we have a couple of new products that we're launching. So it'll be some new information for you as well. It looks like our attendee list is a little bit lighter than usual, so we want to make this as interactive as possible. So please, definitely ask your questions throughout the presentation. Stephanie will certainly be jumping in and letting me know that we have questions, and we'll answer them along the way. If there are questions that Steph can answer, she will be doing that for you all as we go along. Okay, and let's go get rolling here. As I mentioned, RapidScale products and services is our topic today. And guys, we're super excited about 2016. As I mentioned, 2016 promises to be the best year of cloud services for us as an organization and really as an industry. So if you haven't sold a lot of it today, we will help you. We will help you sell a lot more of the cloud services that we offer and that are offered by, several of our competitors. And, the key here for everybody who's on the call today, the cloud is certainly something that has come on very strong in the last couple of years, but we just see it gaining more and more momentum as we continue. So with RapidScale, we really have 4 core products and services that we sell. And then we've got a few complementary services that just roll right in to the primary services that we sell, and we'll cover those for you guys today as well. With regards to our 4 core services, they are Cloud Mail, Cloud Desktop, Cloud Server, Cloud Recovery, Cloud and Cloud Discovery, Cloud Backup. That's a new one that we haven't talked about in the past, so we'll be definitely talking about that today. And then Cloud Office, which should be coming out with our new rebranded Cloud Office. Our new version should be ready for everybody in Q2. That said, let's just get running and rolling into this with everybody. So Cloud Discovery. For those of you who have worked with us in the past, Cloud Discovery is a product set that we use for our mid-market to enterprise customers as an entry point. It's a great product set. It's a software solution that we sell to our customers to help them better understand what they have in their environments today. So it is an agentless software that gets loaded onto a virtual machine or a VM, and then we connect that VM to the customer's domain, and we go in and we discover everything that has an IP address associated to it within the customer's domain. So not only is it going to go in and find all of their physical servers, their physical hosts, but it's going to find all their virtual machines. It's going to find all of their workstations, their laptops, their desktops. It will even go ahead and discover any tablets or iPads that are attached to the network when we're running the discovery. This is a chargeable. It's a fee service that we offer to, again, our mid-market and larger customers. The reason that it's really directed towards those larger organizations is simply this: if you've got 100 or 200 employees, you typically have a really good handle on what's within your organization, what you're running today. When you get up into that 700, 800, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 plus users, IT becomes extremely dynamic, and it changes very often. So believe me when I share with you that there are a lot of CIOs and CTOs out there today that are looking to have a really good snapshot of what do I have running, what virtual machines am I running, what operating systems are running on those machines, when was the last patch to those operating systems, what versions am I running within those operating systems. So it's a great overview for our customers. And one question that comes up all the time when we start discussing this product set is, well, my customer has a lot of internal tools that they use to do this, Mark. So this is a complement to the internal tools that your customer may have today. It's an all-inclusive type of a snapshot, if you will, for our customers. And it gives them a really good single-pane view of what they're running, how the utilization is running, overall, how is the health and the performance of their network, of their environment. And it even runs some vulnerability and risk scans in there to let your customers know that where they may have risks within their environment. A good example of a risk within the environment, guys, if you're working with a customer who is under compliance from HIPAA or PCI, both of those regulatory compliances require that you're not running any Windows XP machines within your environment. So when we run our discovery product set, it will come back and tell that customer, hey, you've actually got 15 or 20 or 30 or 1 Windows XP machine running within your environment, and believe it or not, you've just failed an audit if you're being audited by PCI or by HIPAA or by a lot of the other regulatory compliancy organizations and agencies. So really powerful tool. Our cost on this tool is a one-time cost for the client of $1,500, and from a sales standpoint and a sales strategy, we utilize this product set as a great trial close. If a customer is willing to make that type of an investment into what do I have in my network today, and they're willing to sign off and pay that $1,500, you have a customer who is seriously looking at enabling the cloud or moving more of their applications and their services to the cloud today. So overall, very powerful product set. As a lot of you have asked in the past, we have a secondary product coming that's part of Discovery, and that's called Cloud Analytics. And Cloud Analytics is a monthly product set that we will sell to customers that basically allows them to keep this software running within their environment and consistently run those checks. And we found more and more customers start with the Discovery and then come back to us and say, how can I go ahead and move this into a product set that I have at my fingertips that I can go ahead and run consistent checks on my environment and see what's happening and see what's going on. So as more and more clients ask us for that, we'll continue to develop the Cloud Analytics platform, and we'll roll that out as an additional product set. But today, if you've got a client who's interested in it, it's something we can certainly do. It's more of an ICB, a one-off, and our channel management team is real excited to talk with you and help you work with those clients and drive that piece through to add on some more MRC. And again, that's really what we're all here to do, is move as much as we can to the cloud and help our clients by moving those products and services into the cloud. And we'll talk a little bit about that throughout the products and services that we offer today. What are the benefits and the advantages, and why are customers making those moves? And that's really the key to what we do today here at RapidScale. One of the big things that we started doing about 2 years ago is really branding ourselves as a managed cloud solution. So as I get into these other products and services today, you're going to hear me talk about the managed options and then what we've deemed the self-managed or customer-managed side of the solution. And I'm going to talk in a little more depth about that and how that impacts each of our products and services today, and help you better understand, which one should I position to my customer based on my customer's current and future needs and requirements. So that said, cloud mail. Big hosted exchange shop, as a lot of you know. We've literally got tens of thousands of mailboxes running within our environment today. And we still see cloud mail or hosted exchange. That's our offering, guys. Microsoft Exchange 2013. Running on our platform. It's running on our servers so that we have full control over the environment. One question that comes up on a very regular basis, and we don't expect it to go away, we expect it to continue to come up more and more often, is how does RapidScale compete against Microsoft's Office 365? The follow-up question to that is, will RapidScale manage a customer's Office 365 environment if a customer has gone that route? So I'm going to tell you and speak to you with regards about our competitive advantages with Office 365. And then I'm going to answer the other question here right off the bat. We do not manage the Office 365 environment for customers. And the reason we don't do that is extremely simple. It's our biggest differentiator from Office 365, and that is our SLAs that we offer to our customers, and that comes all around the support that we give those customers. So as many of you know, RapidScale offers a 100% uptime SLA to our clients. Any of our engineers who are on the call today are folks who are very familiar with statistical analysis. We all know that 100% uptime SLA is impossible. We know that too, guys. And we have that pointed out to us quite often by customers and by specifically the engineering groups within those customers. But again, it's our strive to that 100% uptime SLA. That's a big differentiator for us. And like all cloud companies, all service providers out there, we have penalties if we don't meet those SLAs. And our penalties for RapidScale are extremely punitive to us as an organization. And I'll just give you one example. If we have a customer who is down for a full day, 8 hours, they cannot work off of our platform for 8 hours, we don't give them a single day credit. We'll actually credit them for that entire month of service. A quick footnote on the SLA. This is guaranteeing that the resources will be available on the RapidScale platform. If they cannot connect to it because of a connectivity issue, be it their MPLS won't connect or their internet connection goes down, that does not impact our SLA, guys. As most of you know, we don't sell bandwidth here at RapidScale. We allow our partners to sell their bandwidth solutions to customers. So it's real important because that question comes up really often with your clients. They'll say, so if my internet connection goes down and I can't connect to RapidScale for a day, RapidScale gives me my service for free? And the answer to that is certainly no. That's one thing that we keep outside of that SLA because, as most of you have probably already figured out, we don't have control over it. So the cloud, the multi-tenanted platform, and we have a dedicated platform. I'll talk about that in a few moments. With our multi-tenanted platform, big differentiator between us and our competition is we're running it on top of our environment, so we have full access to everything, and that allows us to fix any issues or items that come up that impact our customers, and allows us to do it very quickly. That's really the biggest reason why we have not gone towards managing an Office 365 environment or selling an Office 365 environment, is because we have no access to that platform. The only company that does is Microsoft, and Microsoft, we're all stuck working through them to get things fixed when and if there are problems. The good news with our hosted exchange platform, our multi-tenanted platform, it looks just like the Office 365 platform. We're all running Exchange 2013. We're all providing our customers with those native tools that are available in Exchange 2013. And we are again, running this on top of our platform. So the price point here, and this is always important, everybody wants to ask, how much does it cost? It's $4 a mailbox, guys, just as if you were buying it from Microsoft Office 365. So where and how do we differentiate? It all comes down to the service. And for us, it all comes down to managing that particular client. How do we manage that client? And that rolls right into our fully managed hosted exchange solution. So as you're looking at the slideshow here today in front of you, you'll see that on the RapidScale managed part, we do everything in the exchange environment for them if they choose to have us manage it. So we'll do end user troubleshooting, we'll do end user device setup. You know, we manage the operating systems, we manage the basic spam filtering. That's the native filtering that comes with the exchange environment. We're getting those phone calls from customers when they say, hey, I have a problem or I have a challenge, I can't find this email, I need help with my spam list. All of that goes into our 24/7/365 customer support environment. So we're real excited about that, and I just lost my my GoToMeeting stuff, Steph, so anything that pops up, please let me know. It kind of disappeared off my page. So here's the big differentiator, and here's where it makes sense for your clients and where it makes sense for us. If you've got a client and they've got a couple hundred users and they're running Exchange today, they typically have at least one IT technician, IT person assigned to running Exchange and working through their working for their internal customers, their employees, and handling that Exchange environment. And here's where this product set actually has a good return on investment for us. If they've got 200 users, our cost on managing those users is $295 a user. We have flexibility in that management cost depending on how many users they have. We can get a little more aggressive, but let's just round it up to $3 a user and say that they've got 200 users. So for $600 a month or $7,200 a year, they can actually reallocate that internal IT person and move them into doing something that is more specific to their business, that better benefits their business than taking help desk phone calls to reset my password, or I lost this email, or can you help me get my new iPhone 6 Plus set up on the environment. You know, we take care of all of that for them. So it makes for a very, very compelling fully managed mail environment. So big differentiators for us, 100% uptime SLA, fully managed environment is an option for them, and including end user management. And that's really the kicker. And I'm probably on, you know, at least 2 to 3 calls a week with our partners and our prospective customers around the country and now around the world. And really the customers, you have to kind of drill this into their head, because when they think manage, they think we're only going to manage the underlying environment for them, and they're still going to have their employees handle those help desk tickets. Well, we can actually pick those up and take those on for them. So it's a big differentiator, and it's something that I hope makes sense to everybody on the call today. Enterprise Cloud.
Sorry, Mark, yes, I'm going to interrupt real quick. I had a question come in from Brent that I think would be good to address before we move on. For Cloud Mail, does any of that include the migration?
No, great question. Thank you very much, Brent. Fantastic question. Migration is not included in Cloud Mail. We do offer migration via our professional services, and those professional services are based on either number of users or based on the environment the customer is in today on an hourly basis. So as a rough ballpark number, to migrate a customer over to the multi-tenanted platform, we're looking at $25 per mailbox as a one-time fee. So if they had, 100 mailboxes, you're looking at $2,500. I'm sorry, 100 mailboxes would be $250, wouldn't it? If they had 1,000, you're looking at $2,500. That math is right, Steph? 25 times 100 would be $2,500, correct?
Yes.
So, that is a big, compelling piece for customers who want to move to the hosted exchange platform. we do provide that fully managed implementation and data migration for them if they're looking for us to do that. So appreciate that question, Brent. Great. And sorry I didn't see it pop up. I'm trying to figure out how to get that back on here, but technical difficulties always seem to jump into these. So Enterprise Cloud Mail. This is really for your larger customers. I mean, think enterprise customers. It's a dedicated hosted exchange environment that we are setting up specifically for that customer. So it's not running on the multi-tenanted platform. Typically, we're not doing the dedicated environments, the Enterprise Cloud Mail, for less than a couple of thousand users. And that's twofold. Why would that be twofold? Number one, the multi-tenanted platform is priced just so aggressively and can handle the requirements of the customer. And again, I lean back towards the Office 365 example. You know, they too are running thousands of users. I mean, they're actually running millions of users on the multi-tenanted environment. And it's a rock-solid environment. It's got engineers looking at it all day long. When we're doing the enterprise environments, we're actually selling the customer an infrastructure as a service solution along with the exchange licensing for that customer. Now, again, we can offer this as a fully managed or a self-managed client partner-managed environment. I would say the majority of our enterprise customers are very large, and they still take most of those immediate phone calls, and they're just looking for us to be the platform. So the price point there, and again, this is a rough number on the enterprise, but you're looking at about $650 a user. So it's significantly more when you're up in that 1,000-plus user environment. But again, when we're talking to customers of this size with their own IT staffs, they have their reasons for wanting to move to a hosted exchange platform. And really what we're doing is competing to earn that business from them along with whomever else they're looking at to bring on board. Enterprise, it's kind of interesting because our enterprise customers, you know, typically multiple thousands of users, and then we really never hear from them, guys. So once they're up and running on the platform, they can do a self-migration or we can do the migration for them. And again, we rarely hear from these customers, and they're happy and they just run, and you know, it's a good, positive environment for them and for us. And then we're looking at cross-selling, right? Getting more services to the cloud with you for your customers. And I will say that Cloud Mail or Hosted Exchange is still our biggest gateway product today. It's a product that now is very accepted in the IT community, and it's something that people aren't worried about moving over to the cloud. As a matter of fact, most customers are making that decision to move this to the cloud, so it's a great selling opportunity for everybody on the call today. So let's jump into our next one, and this is our cloud server platform. Our cloud server is our infrastructure as a service, guys. And the key here for us is, again, fully managed opportunities with your customers. That's not to say we won't compete with Microsoft Azure, Rackspace, Amazon Web Services on a self-managed platform. Our pricing is extremely competitive to those providers. But again, our secret sauce, where we do better, is by offering it in a fully managed solution. So with our cloud server, you know, we're running on a FlexPod, and we're not going to get super technical on the call today. For those of you who'd like to have more of a technical conversation, please reach out to your channel manager, reach out to your strategic channel manager, whomever it is that you have as your contact. We're happy to set up a call, get our sales engineers on the call with you, and we can get into a full technical deep dive on our platform and what makes us different. The FlexPod as itself, from a very high level, it's all enterprise, high cost hardware with a fully redundant architecture. So what you're looking at here is a snapshot of the FlexPod and the cloud servers. On the right-hand side, you're seeing, you know, the kind of key terms that you need to understand when you're talking to your customers about selling them infrastructure as a service or a RapidScale cloud server solution. And here's the neat part, guys. we have more and more customers moving their infrastructure to the cloud on a weekly basis. And it's really a compelling argument for your customer because of a lot of reasons, but the first and foremost, it's always a financial decision at the end of the day. So when you have a customer looking to do a large server refresh, that's a key term to have when you're doing discovery with your clients. You know, when was your last server refresh? When are you looking or needing to buy additional servers? And we can do a great total cost of ownership analysis with them that truly shows it makes more sense to go and buy cloud servers than it does to purchase your servers, stack them, rack them, pay for colo, pay for power at the colo, pay for connectivity at the colo. And over a 5-year horizon or even a 4-year horizon today, we're actually coming in less expensive than a customer going out and procuring decent hardware for their solution. And again, I want to make some key points here for you guys. Cloud server or infrastructure as a service, real hard to sell to a small business owner with a small business server with a single server in his office that's running multiple applications on it. It's a tough sell, especially because most of those small business owners hold on to those servers until they die. 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. So that throws that TCO off. But if you have a customer whose applications are important to them and their uptime is important to them, and if they fail and they go down and they can't access those applications for a number of hours or even a number of days, now all of a sudden infrastructure as a service, cloud server makes sense. Again, we've given you some key questions to ask here. And again, they're what I kind of highlighted with regards to how important are your applications. So not every customer is a fit, but the good news is more and more customers are becoming a fit for infrastructure as a service. And the key reason to that is it's driving the cost down. Now, again, I said our big differentiator here at RapidScale is our managed platform, guys. So just like with our cloud mail platform, our cloud server platform, big differentiator is I can now manage all of that underlying infrastructure for them. So you take that same example I gave you of a couple hundred employees, and you have one dedicated IT person to managing that infrastructure. Their job is to keep it healthy, keep it up and running, which is maintaining it, and of course monitoring it as well. Well, we will offer those services to these clients for an additional fee, and that fee is actually very reasonable, guys. It's $100 per virtual server per month. Now, you're looking at that customer. They've got 10 servers, and I'm using easy math now because I already messed up on a harder math question. They've got 10 servers. So that's a decent size SMB customer, and somebody's got to be watching those servers and make sure they're running and have them up operational. Well, for $1,000 a month, RapidScale will do that for them, ensuring the health of their environment, ensuring their applications are accessible, and ensuring that they'll continue to run. Those internal IT people that they had before now get to go focus on doing things that make their company more money with IT. They don't have to worry about managing the health. And one of the things that we see more and more often, and we think it's a paradigm shift within the IT space of that SMB to mid-market customer, they're shifting to the cloud, guys. They're moving everything to the cloud and focusing on their applications, which is exactly what we're talking about. Why should I go out and procure $50,000, $75,000 worth of hardware, hire somebody on staff or pay an MSP or a VAR to maintain and run that for me, and then go through that same cycle again in 4 years or 5 years, depending on whatever their internal refresh rates are. So really big piece for us. And when we're selling our cloud server packages, we are selling more managed today than we're selling unmanaged. And that's a great thing for you, and it's a great thing for us. If we sell them a self-managed, a customer or partner-managed environment, when we say partner, we know we've got plenty of MSPs and VARs on our calls. We love our MSP and VAR partners, and as you all know, we're more than happy to have you guys manage it on your own, charge your customer to manage it because you have the tools, you have the employees to do it. So we're very flexible here, guys. We're very agile. Whatever makes sense for you and your customer is what RapidScale will deliver to you as far as a platform or a fully managed cloud implementation. Any questions there, Steph, or are we doing okay? Since I can't see them now. Okay, we'll go with we're doing okay. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was on mute. Yeah, I've got one that I'd like you to address. What is our SLA on Cloud Server?
100% uptime SLA, guys. Our SLAs on all our products are 100% uptime SLAs, and that includes Cloud Server. Great question. And again, I want to kind of dive back in. I'll go back a step here. I want to dive back into the managed, unmanaged environments. If we're managing that environment for them, guys, we're taking on a lot more of the load for that customer. If we're in an unmanaged environment, that customer is ensuring the health of their environment. That's an important piece to understand. If they run out of disk space in an unmanaged environment, they have the portals to go in and increase their disk. That's storage, guys, for those of you who aren't familiar with the term disk. They have the ability to go in there and increase the storage to whatever they need it to be on that particular VM. But if they were not able to access that virtual machine because they ran out of storage and we were not managing it for them, and that's a key here, then that would not be a violation of our SLA because the customer chose not to have us manage it for them. Great question. But again, to be fair, we expect any customer who's using us as a platform only has that management and monitoring going on either themselves with their own tools or through one of our partners who brought us into the deal. So great question, Steph, and we'll continue. So cloud recovery. Guys, cloud recovery is becoming more and more attractive to clients. Again, not to be super repetitive here, but technology has advanced so much in the last 5 years that when you had a disaster recovery and business continuity plan 5 or 7 or 10 years ago and you were a mid-market to enterprise-sized customer, it typically meant you were coloing your production somewhere, either in a data center or at your primary headquarter location if you built out a data room or a data floor. And then you were paying for a secondary site where you were, again, buying servers, paying for the co-location space, or if it was a secondary office location of theirs, and I'll talk on that in a minute, you've got to buy this equipment. Now you're managing and protecting your servers yourself. That is a full-time job of an IT team. To manage and protect that environment is not something that people look upon lightly. It's something that they look on as, hey, if we're going to spend the money to create a DR and business continuity solution, we have to make sure it works. We have to make sure it runs. Well, software has changed so much in the last 5-7 years that we can do a lot more of this in the cloud without utilizing resources until a disaster is called or a disaster is notified to us. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But before I go there, I want to touch on being in Tier 3 Class 1 data centers, as we are here at RapidScale. All of our data centers around the country are fully self-sufficient on battery for up to 4 hours is, I think, the lowest one. And then they all have multiple diesel generators that feed that data center under full load for up to 7 days. So when we're talking disaster recovery and business continuity, and I'll use an example because I'm here in Chicago today. There was a nice little storm. It wasn't big. It blew through here on Monday night, and it's sunny today. But if I'm running my production out of headquarters and I'm running my DR out of a location in the suburbs, and we get a really heavy storm that knocks out power in both locations, we're down hard, guys. And most business parks, most Class A buildings that businesses will be in, they've got generators, sure, but those generators aren't meant to run the full building under load for 7 days. They're meant to run, for a day or less. So when we're talking about recovery, it's critical that we talk to our clients about how important are their applications. What is their RTO and what is their RPO? Great acronyms that everybody on this call should get really familiar with. So your recovery time objective very quickly is how long can you be without your applications? How long can you be down without service? We have customers who say 0. As a matter of fact, when you're talking to the CFO and you're doing your disaster recovery business continuity discovery call with them, most CFOs will tell you that their downtime is 0. They cannot afford to have their people not working. When we start talking about the cost of an active environment in multiple data centers, tying everything together, all of a sudden reality hits in and they go, okay, we could be down for a couple of hours. So generally what we hear is customers saying 0 to 4 hours is acceptable. That's considered a high availability solution. And then we have customers who say to us, hey, 24 hours is fine. If I were down for a day, we're going to be okay. It's not going to paralyze our business. And that's really how we've built our solutions, guys. High availability, 4 hours or under, and then anything 24 hours or less. And of course, the cost points are different on those two. Your recovery point objective, how much data can I lose? And that might sound like an interesting question or maybe a non-interesting question to ask, but it all depends on what are they running today. Is that a regulated environment that they're in? And what happens if they lose that data? So if you were to lose your data for an hour, most businesses would say, I'm okay with that. We can go ahead and pick back up on and we'll double entry our stuff and we'll work from it. But if you're in the financial security dealer's business, you cannot lose that data, period. If you do, you've violated FINRA statutes. And those fines start at $75,000. So it's really important to understand what your customer's business is, how downtime and lost data will impact them. And then I love the infographic that Stephanie did here on, you know, what are we really talking about on recovery point objectives and recovery time objectives, and how is that impacting your businesses? Most customers, again, are okay with, 4 hours or under, but we do have customers today who tell us, no, literally, we have no downtime, we couldn't do it, and we can design a solution for them as well. So who do we talk to here? Oh, if you live in Houston, Texas, and you've got customers in Houston, Texas, you should be selling cloud recovery out the door every day, guys. Any place where you have a high tendency of natural disasters that can knock out data centers or knock out power or keep people from coming into the office, any areas that do that, in the Northeast, big heavy snowstorms. In D.C., we were in D.C. a couple of weeks ago, and we had such a good snowstorm that the federal government basically said only people who had to come to work had to come to work. So any place where you have high probability of weather events that can impact business, cloud recovery is a product set you need to become an expert at. And then any other company out there, guys, that runs their business based off their applications being up and available. And just think about that. That covers most industries, right? How many businesses do we know out there that we're dealing with that aren't running off of applications that run their business today? The one that always jumps out at me, is construction, right? Construction workers don't need applications to do their jobs. However, their business offices do. But if their business offices were down for a day, that construction work is still going on, right? The guys are still going out there and building the houses or tearing down the buildings or laying the asphalt. So that's an interesting industry that cloud recovery might not be the best fit for. But depending on the size of that organization, there are some really big construction companies out there. 100% cloud recovery is important to them. And again, the best question to ask, and I'll do my quick refresher on our housekeeping in a moment here, but how much money does it cost you if your systems are down for a day? Guys, that's a question that you ask to the CFO, to the CEO, to the CIO, to the CTO, to the VP of Finance, the VP of Technology. That is a valuable question for you to ask them, and they generally will have an answer for you on the spot. The rest of these questions are all just basic questions that you ask along the way. So for Everybody who's on the call right now, just as a quick refresher, the call is being recorded. It will be posted on the partner portal within 24 hours. Everybody who's on the call today will receive a copy of this deck emailed to you within 24 hours. So if you have questions, please send those in to Steph via the GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar access, and we will get those questions answered for you. Wrapping out your build your recovery package, again, guys, we typically when we sell a recovery package, we're selling it as fully managed. Most customers who buy it from us are offloading that task or that requirement from their IT teams. But we certainly, are happy to sell to a customer in an unmanaged environment if they wanted to take it that way. But I'd say 98%, 99% of these customers are buying it from us in a fully managed environment. Steph, questions? Give it a second here. Okay. Cloud backup. Well, you asked, we delivered. So cloud backup is now a product set from RapidScale, guys. We fought this one for a long time, as a lot of you know. The backup business is a race to zero. It's a commodities-based business, as all of you know. And I'm sure a lot of you who are technical out there know that the big guys do this, and they do it at a very low cost. But based on demand from our customers and the business shifting, we now have a fully managed cloud backup environment for your customers if they truly need a secondary set of their data backed up somewhere else. This is not a high availability solution set. It is not a disaster recovery business continuity solution. It's a backup solution. So the neat part here is all of the data, of course, is secured and encrypted. It's fully scalable for your customers. It's a fast and efficient solution for backup, and it is very customizable for your customers. So if your customer needs to do, a 30-day full backup, and they also want to do incremental or differential backups throughout the day, and they want to go get access to those backups, they want to hold backups for a year, we now have that product set available for them, and it's a product set that we are already selling a good chunk of. And really, it comes down to sharing this with a customer who's critical that they have good full backup copies available to them, and typically they want the granularity associated with those backups. So they don't only want to be able to go recover a server, which is your disaster recovery and business continuity solution, but they actually want to be able to go recover a file in Excel from 3 months ago because Johnny accidentally deleted it from all aspects of life, and now he realizes, holy moly, I need that file. So that's a great solution for customers who need those kind of backups. Let me caution everybody on here. We don't like doing backup only as a solution. It's typically an added-on solution to our customers that we're providing infrastructure as a service to or cloud desktop to. And it's really not a fit for us, guys, nor is it a fit for you if they are looking to back up 40 gigs or 50 gigs or 60 gigs or 100 gigs. And it really becomes reasonable for us when we're talking about a terabyte. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. It's a very inexpensive solution. I believe at 1 terabyte we're at like 12.5 cents per gig, so you're looking at $125 per terabyte per month. Don't quote me on that. I might be a little bit off. I know if you go under a terabyte, that price goes up pretty dramatically. And on the good end of that spectrum, if you get into 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 terabytes, we use economies of scale to drive that pricing down to make it even more competitive. So for those who ask for it, backup is here. We're excited about it, and we're happy to sell it with you to your customers. So rounding out our product sets, cloud desktop, guys. This is who we are. This is RapidScale, rock and roll, and virtual desktops are becoming more and more available and usable to the general businesses out there. So we saw a huge uptick in quotes for virtual desktops in 2015, and we expect to see that go even higher in 2016. The technology continues to improve. We have more competitors coming into the space, which is good for all of us because that drives prices down and that increases technology and makes it better. So we expect virtual desktops to continue to be a strong selling point for us in 2016. And we really find more and more IT organizations driving towards that virtual desktop environment. You know, why do people use virtual desktop? Guys, telecommuting is obviously one of the biggest reasons. Flex work, it's also known as. You know, being able to have workers work from home, you know, that kind of builds in its own little disaster recovery and business continuity solution. If you're working in a virtual desktop environment and you can't get to the office, but you can have everybody log in from home, work as if they were in the office, you know, that's a self-built-in disaster recovery solution for a customer. If they're writing, if that production site is up, operational, has power, and all that good stuff, right? But that's certainly a disaster to a lot of customers. If a snowstorm comes in and nobody can drive for 5 days, I mean, that's going to impact your business. It's going to impact your profitability. It's also a point of customer or employee satisfaction. You know, times are changing, ladies and gentlemen. For those of you who've been in business 20 years, 20 plus years, you know, the only way we used to go to work was in the corporate office. For those of you who this might be your first corporate position, your first real job out of college, you know, your expectation level may be that you should be working from home half the days. And we see more and more transitioning of the latter. And as our millennials roll into decision-making positions, we're going to see flex work become more and more important because that's the environment they grew up in and that's what they believe is the most optimal way to work. So BYOD plays right into that, guys. I mentioned this on all my calls. It's the perfect storm. Millennials are out of college. They get better devices from their families and themselves than corporate America will give to them. And for corporate America, it becomes a CapEx versus OpEx environment, right? If I'm running an enterprise business and I've got 1,000 employees, let's just say 3,000, we'll do easy math, and I'm refreshing those laptops every 3 years, or those desktops every 3 years, which is pretty standard on your device type environment, I'm spending quite a large sum of money every 3 years, and if I do it right and I'm smart, I'm doing a third, a third, and a third to help spread that cost out. I'm spending literally hundreds of thousands of dollars every year to refresh my employees' workstations, what they're going to connect to my corporate environment with. If I graduated from college in 2015, chances are I have 3 devices that can connect to the corporate network. I've got a laptop, I've got a tablet, and I've got a smartphone. And I can connect any of those to the corporate environment. So why then, as a corporation, am I going to keep on spending money on buying these products for my employees when they're already coming into the workforce with them? So we're not fully a BYOD society yet, and there are some businesses and industries that will never take place, but more and more customers, more and more prospects are looking at BYOD and the benefits that brings to their business. Again, all companies here, guys, everybody is starting to look at virtual desktops. VDI, virtual desktop integration, is another term. DOS, desktop as a service. We call it cloud desktop here at RapidScale. More and more companies are looking to do this, and we've got some great questions for you that we'll be emailing out to you that you can use to have part of your discovery. On that same note, we've got a lot of tools that we'll chat about briefly at the end of the presentation today. It's not part of the slide deck, but I'm going to mention some other tools that are available to you. So here's our Build Your Own Cloud Desktop package, right? So basically you can have premium business or basic desktops. Most businesses that are running out there that are just running 1 or 2 applications are running basic. We can put a Windows 7 or Windows 8 operating system on there. Windows 10 is right around the corner. We have some customers running Windows 10 today. We kind of do that at your own risk, if you will, because we're waiting for another service pack to come out from Microsoft. But it is available for your customers who are cutting technology edge type companies. We can offer standard applications like Microsoft Office Professional, Adobe Standard, Adobe Reader comes on all of our desktops. And again, it's that virtual desktop living in the cloud. Now, I highly encourage people who buy our virtual desktops from us to buy the managed platform from us. Unless they have an IT staff and they're going to manage the health of that environment themselves, they want to buy the managed solution set from the provider. And the reason being, IT is dynamic. It's no longer static. So if you go and you add 15, 20, 50 employees to that virtual desktop environment, you're going to need to tweak that underlying environment so that it performs the way you expect it to perform. Again, most of our customers are buying the managed product set here, guys, and it's something that we see just a lot more opportunity and more deals coming our way on a weekly, monthly, quarterly, annual basis. So if you don't know desktop yet, get with your RapidScale team, get on the partner portal, talk to us, get us on the phone with your customers. It is the wave of the future, and we're going to be selling a lot of it. So the Cloud Office platform, as those of you who have been around RapidScale for the last 3, 4, 5 years, this is our SMB product. We are rolling a brand new version of it out that will be coming out in Q2 of this year. The reason is that times have changed. We have a lot more customers who want a lot more control over this environment. They want to be able to add and remove programs and applications themselves. They just want more flexibility, so it didn't force us. It encouraged us to do a refresh on the entire environment and get a new product set that's going to meet more of the demands from your customers today. This is really our 15 to 50 user business. Typically, they don't have an IT staff. They're looking to fully outsource all of it, and they love the fact that we can give them everything in a single package that's just got a monthly SKU based on a per-user basis. Again, talk to your channel managers and your channel leaders more about this product. It will be a refreshed version available probably at the end of Q2 is the game plan right now. And with that, I'm going to touch briefly on some of the tools. So if you haven't been on the Cloud Partner Portal lately, please jump on the Cloud Partner Portal and check it out. We put more and more information on that portal on a regular basis, and that portal is growing, and it's got white papers, it's got slicks, it's got everything you could imagine to help you sell more RapidScale products and services. And we've also got a ton of tools available for you guys. We've got discovery questionnaires. We've got sample scope of work documents that are available for you. We've got a lot of tools to help you get through the discovery and drive more cloud business to your business. So if you haven't had a sit down with your channel manager, your channel leader in the last 6 months, please, let's get together. Let's talk. Let's get you the tools that you need to be more successful. One of the neat things that we did in our cloud questionnaire is we kind of broke it out to have it more specific towards products and then a nice general cloud overview for you. And we also built into it what we call a discovery worksheet, or an inventory worksheet. So if your customer can take a snapshot of their inventory and give it to you out of, vCenter, which is your VMware virtualization control, and you put it into the inventory, we will help you generate a ROI document off of that as well. So we continue to automate, and we continue to give you more and more tools to help you more effectively sell the cloud platform. So next month is going to be a great webinar. Miss Stephanie Ryan, our Director of Marketing, is going to be chairing this one. Chances are she'll ask me to flip-flop with her, and I'll run the back end and answer the question. But it's all going to be about marketing and about the tools that RapidScale's marketing department has available for you to go sell more cloud services. And she's got a great new tool, product, initiative coming out next month. We'll give you a little teaser about it. It's definitely worth jumping on that call. Don't miss out. If you don't want to be on it or you can't be on it, have your marketing person jump on that call. You're going to love it. It's going to be a great webinar next month, so I hope you can all join us. And channel partners, for those of you who are heading out to Vegas, we are there. We will be in Vegas for the whole Channel Partners show. We have reserved a lot of meeting space at the Grand Lux, so we got plenty of places to meet if you'd like to sit down with us. Just reach out to your channel manager, reach out to Stephanie, reach out to me. We will squeeze you in. We still have openings for those meetings. We've got 2 happy hours happening in a suite that we've rented there. So if you missed that invite, hit Stephanie with an email. We'll get you another invite. We're also doing a demonstration brunch. So if you want to come up for a mimosa and some bagels and lox, please come on by for our brunch. We're real excited about Channel Partners this year. We're really excited to see you guys there. And we hope that if you haven't already made time, that you will make time for us to get together with you while we're at Channel Partners. So I saw one more question pop up here, Steph. I'll go ahead and answer it. What's the cost of a basic desktop? So if you're doing our basic desktops and you're doing it on a 3-year term, and remember, if you're doing a basic desktop, you really want to have 50 or more users. That's key, guys, because it doesn't make financial sense for less than 50 for most customers. Your basic desktop's going to run you $45 a month unmanaged. If you want us to manage it, throw another 20 on there, so you're at 65. And then again, that's just a desktop. If you want us to load Office and you want us to do Exchange for your customers, which most do, we add those products to it as well. With that, are there any other questions, Steph, that you see?
Nope, I think that covers it, Mark.
Okay, guys. Well, again, appreciate the time, everybody. Have a great March. Have a great end of your first quarter. Get out to Vegas. Come see us. Looking forward to seeing all of you. Look forward to getting some emails come back in. And would really like to, one more question came in. What is the minimum number of cloud desktops that you require? Definitely 50, guys, unless you're using the Cloud Office platform. You really want to see 50. I mean, we've gone down for customers into the 20 range, depending on what they really need to have. But if they're just looking for desktops for it to make financial sense, you're looking at a 50-person business or more. If you've got a 20-user business and they want us to do everything, so the virtual desktops, the infrastructure, in other words, delivering the applications over the desktops, they want us to host them for them, want us to do the mail, want us to do the Office, we can certainly get down into that 20 range. That makes sense for them and it makes sense for us. And then one more, what is the minimum? Oh, sorry, I read that one already. So again, guys, thank you, guys and gals, thank you for your time today. Make it a wonderful March, and I hope to see you all in Channel Partners. Have a great afternoon. Reach out to us with more questions if you have them. We're happy to answer them via email or jump on a call with you. Thanks, and have a great day.